What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Invincible Guarding the Globe video, and today we're covering the new patch notes for Update 3.2. If you guys are curious, go to the top left, Social Support, and then Patch Notes to follow along. We will do this from our browser, though, on my desktop. Not too much. We thought we were probably getting a bigger game mode included, but it looks like that will be later in the future, but still very exciting stuff in this patch, so let's cover it. New content. We have one new hero. They will be releasing this weekend, so save those gems. And we got a new feature for Friends Gifts. Send resources to other agents for their missions and increase your reputation among other agents. The higher your friendship level, the better the rewards. So obviously we're only a day in. We don't really know what those will look like, but it looks like you can get gems and possibly even characters from the chest. So definitely something for active players to reward them, and it's free to play for everybody. So great feature. Makes the friends list a little less useless and just like a novelty to have in the game. So we're getting two new artifacts in the Neural Disruptor and Rescue Wristband. Neural Disruptor seems like, if you read the description game, it seems like it is a counter to maybe Thrag or someone that has confusion like Shapesmith. Rescue Wristband is interesting. It seems a little weak to me. Perhaps something we can use in Ops. I don't know that this is going to be a main team item or anything like that. But new totems, these are big. Dinosaurus. Interesting we're getting a Dinosaurus totem this early on, but he is getting Anders Manifesto. That is the name of the human, by the way, that is attached to Dinosaurus. Space Racer, Ragnar Chains. Interesting, very fitting for the character. Everyone thought maybe like his gun or something, but I think the chains is very fitting for the character, as that was kind of his appearance in the show. Argyle Skull, and for Tech Jacket, Arm Cannon. These are very, very fitting. We're going to take a look at these in the game shortly, but let's go ahead and finish the patch notes first. New GDA case files. Angstrom Levy's is a little bit overdue. I'm surprised they didn't have his earlier when he was a little more relevant in the series, like Season 3. But Universa's makes sense now that she's in the show. So if you guys have your Universa built, which is very likely, get some free rewards and throw her into the case file. New campaign. Yeah, we got some interesting new campaign missions, and notably a spoiler for who exactly is coming out this weekend. So if you guys are able to and you have the powerful characters that are needed, you can finish the campaign and find out who comes out this weekend, but I'm not going to be the one to reveal it. But also, it's GDA restriction for the first half of it, and then the second half is Coalition of Planets, so that was interesting. So that is the new campaign chapters. A lot of fun new modes. 10 new ranks on GDA Ops to improve late-game farming and hero progression. This is what they have done for us because we have complained about XP gain and resource gain for late-game players. It seems that this is their response. 10 additional ranks have been added to GDA Ops. These extra ranks greatly increase rewards, but also come with higher costs. To offset this, we've included This Is Heavy. Op has been boosted. Very cool. So they've boosted This Is Heavy, so you guys get more green chips, upgrade those ops more, and not that anyone had them maxed out at 30 to begin with, but now you can go to 40, so that's very nice. So look for an uptick in rewards for This Is Heavy. Perhaps actually build a useful team. Good characters for This Is Heavy is Doc Seismic, Filtramite Nolan, even Omni-Man, any of your big attackers that you guys have sitting around that's not in another op, throw in there. I put Craig in there and Doc Seismic. They're fantastic. There's a lot of different teams you can run, but I would start focusing This Is Heavy now because long-term, you're getting a lot more of a payout. You can upgrade your ops, get more XP. Do not sleep on your GDA ops. They did a few small changes here. Nothing notably really here with bug fixes. A couple things that weren't working that is now working, but nothing really buffed or nerfed other than that. So that is all for the patch notes. Let's hop into the game and let's go look at those new totems and let's see if they're any good. So if you go to your totem tab, you will see that we now have these 4 new totems, which are set to be released, I would assume tomorrow, perhaps this weekend, which does suck because a lot of us are gearing up to drop a lot of money on this new event because it is from World Beyonds, and likely we won't have the money to spend additional in the past, but we have to because these items are just that good. So Ragnar War Chains. At the start of the battle, Space Racer increases his attack of all allies in the team, including himself, 5% of his base attack. So that is contingent that you have your Space Racer up a lot. It's not 5%, it's just 5% of his attack. So it's kind of like Neuralink, where it gives the user a bonus number of a specific stat, this time being attack, and the team. So maybe everyone will get 5,000 or 10,000 attack. In addition, it increases their critical chance by 5% for 10 seconds. So it is useless after 10 seconds, but hey, it's a crit, and let's see how this scales later on. This could be very promising, but we'll have to see those numbers. I think either way, that's a great totem. At least unlock it. Anders Manifesto, maybe we can't say the same thing for. Maybe just unlock it and not even give it any love. But it is interesting. At the start of the wave, Dinosaurus reduces enemies' main skill cooldown charge. So kind of going in line with what his abilities already do, where they reduce his main skill, he reduces the enemies by 50%. Additionally, enemies above 90% HP also suffer from a reduction of their cooldown charge speed. That could be interesting. If you have a very fast cooldown team, maybe Dinosaurs could be a counter to slow those ults down so they don't get their ults off quite so quickly. But there's items like Hanslock that kind of negate that, where they just get their ult anyways. So I'm not sure that this is going to be quite that effective, as almost everyone is running Hanslock. But interesting nonetheless, and it should make Dino a little bit better, but I still don't think he's as good as Komodo. Argos Skull, this was very anticipated as a totem for him. I think it's very fitting, obviously, with the show. Thrag gains a 5% dodge chance. So this goes along with his already busted ability of dodging and kind of buffs that. He stores 10% of damage taken, kind of like Shapesmith, and gains a charge each time he successfully dodges an attack. So every time he moves, he's going to get a charge, okay? When he reaches 5 charges, his next attack deals true damage 200% of the stored damage. So the damage he's taking and accumulating over time, preferably this is going to be like a frontline unit, is just absorbing that damage like Shapesmith, and then at 5 charges, he just dumps it on the target, dealing true damage. So this could be very interesting, especially if you put Thrag in front of like a hyper carry DPS that's way over level, like maybe a super overstarred Omni-Man, and he just absorbs that damage and dishes it back out. Could be very, very good. So let's definitely keep an eye out for how this one scales as well, but certainly an unlock, and he is going to be a meta PvP character. Kind of have to get that. Lastly, we have the Beluga Whale herself, unfortunately. Tech Jacket. And funny enough, in this one, obviously this was Zach, and they renamed her Zoe for the show, kind of redid the character. It looks like the devs forgot that, because they think it's a he in the description. At the start of the battle and after every cooldown, Tech Jacket fires an energy blast at the area with the most enemies. So probably the melee area, which detonates on impact. Every enemy caught in the explosion are pushed back. So Anissa / other synergies. That's going to be cool. Enemies caught in the explosion are pushed back and deal 170% of his energy attack as damage. Obviously, this probably meant her, Zoe, her energy attack. So note that that's not going to be just attack. It'll be a little bit of a less of a harder hitting ability, but still 170 is a decent percentage, and we should see some increase with the totem being leveled, and have their energy defense reduced by 20%. That could be okay. I wish this was just defense reduction, although I guess that would have been a little too strong for her. But nonetheless, I think this is a solid artifact. If you guys are running a Coalition of Planets team, definitely going to have to get this for her. She is one of the carries for that team, I would say, alongside Omni-Man. They're probably your top DPSs alongside Space Racer, just because their kits and their synergy and their energy attack buffs are really going to help each other pump out as much damage as possible. The other Coalition, Alan is not a damage-dealing person, and Yark is okay, our original OG Yellow Mark, but he is not quite a beefy damage dealer like Blue. But he has that synergy, so hey, he's included in the team if you guys are building him free to play. But I think that covers everything for the patch notes. The only other notable thing I think they slipped in there at the bottom is that we got an extra GDA slot. So if you guys were running Turning Up the Heat and Random and Rampage and kind of alternating those, now you can run both. When there's a Schools Out or notably a All Hands on Deck event, you guys want to run Schools Out, you can drop one of them a little bit easier. But it does cost 6,000 gems, which is rather hefty, so I probably would not recommend this final slot unless you guys are a whale. You're very, very late game. You have gems to spend. But like I said, I would be saving those gems for this weekend, because you're probably going to need 20 to 30,000 gems to max out if you guys would like to from World Beyond. And believe me, there are more than enough characters to build and build projects for this faction. So, and you're going to be adding one more character. So I would absolutely get cooking this weekend with your gems and implore perhaps that extra GDA slot if you guys are late game players. Other than that, add some friends, max out that friend list, and look forward to a new hero being released this weekend. I will probably do a live stream both on Twitch and YouTube. So look for that here on YouTube, as well as I will have my Twitch linked in the description below. With that being said, I hope you guys had a good overview of this patch notes, and tune into that stream this weekend. Hope we have a fun time checking out the new hero. Peace.